Attention listeners, Agent Palmer presents the Week of Coffee. Oh, did you say coffee? Yes, I did. From September 24 through September 30, 7 posts in 7 days about all things coffee. Oh boy, that's a lot of coffee. Is there gonna be cake or donuts? No, it's just a whole week devoted to the Java. Not even croissants? No, but you like history, traditions, myths, and more, don't you? Hey, you're putting me to sleep, buddy. Well, grab a cup of Joe and go to agentpalmer.com/coffee to see what's brewing. Well, I don't think Joe's gonna like that very much, Mr. Announcer Man.
You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the poop deck on the USS Flag. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back. It's another Saturday. It's another show. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Bill Sweeney. And as usual, we got some friends. Got some people hanging out. We got Jay. What are you? Oh, I should probably let them have their own microphones.
You fucked that up.
I fucked it up. I ruined your flow, bro. We got Jay.
Uh-huh.
Took the steam. He was going to do something. And then we got Ed.
Each malted milk ball might be their last.
Gotcha. And then we got Bob on guitar.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, how's it going? How do we sound to you guys in the chat room live? There's people in the chat room.
That's Bill's, but that's a disguised way of asking, can you hear us?
Do we sound good? Do we sound all right?
Are we audible at all? Because last week we fucked up.
Well, really, I was just asking because I kind of have some different settings going on, especially with my mic. So, I don't know. I sound different to me, so I'm assuming I sound like crap to everybody else. Or that's just my inferiority complex or something.
That's it.
Something like that.
You got it.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
So official business is this is episode 122. Eventually, pretty soon, actually, we're going to get to some nerd-related news. Not much in this week, but we got a couple things. DC TV report. I can never get it out of my mouth, but Ed always does. He manages to spit it out every week.
Just a little less Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep. We had a penultimate episode this week.
Ooh.
Thank you, Ed.
Zoinks.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have that. I don't know if there's anything in the emails. Probably not, because I don't think there was anything in there earlier.
Have you been begging for them yet on air?
People, please, just.
You okay?
Oh, because every time I go into the email box,
It's empty, isn't it, Bill?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's empty. Like my fucking soul. All right, so send something in once in a while, you pricks. And then if you want to do that, send it to podcast@wickedtheory.com. That's all the acting you'll get from me for the next 10 minutes. And that's going to round it out. If people haven't heard it yet and they want to listen to something else with my annoying voice, they can check out our liner notes.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Listen to me talk about music.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill. Then there's the Absolute PvP contest. That's still going on. You don't have to listen to you don't even have to listen to our other show. But if you want to get a copy of Preacher, see what the hubbub's all about, take a look on the website on wickedtheory.com. There's a link. Go see go figure it out. Go see what that's about. It's a $100 book plus. So
Yeah, it's no joke, this book.
no joke, this book. You are up against Chad Envy. So good luck.
He's had a head start. You got to hurry up.
Yeah.
He's kind of on a mission, from what I understand.
According to the email department, run by young Wesley, I should check again for those emails. So good to know, Wes. Thanks, buddy.
I just want to make, if anybody's out there in Florida, stay safe, man.
Yeah.
Because my sister's down there.
Mom, Dad, stay safe.
Our parents are down there.
Yeah, my sister.
Parents, our nieces. We got nieces and nephews down there, and
So if you're holding out down there, stay safe.
Yeah.
Uncle Jay loves you.
Uncle Jay loves you. And if that doesn't creep you out, nothing will.
Exactly.
Do it to it, Lars.
What? So who's in the chat room? Because we kind of did mention the chat room.
Oh yeah, we got Wesley.
Wesley.
We got Zombie John, who I just bumped into at the movie theater.
Oh. Okay. Was it everything go all right? Did you guys rumble? Did you guys have a
Were you
rumble?
guys at the same showing of something?
No. We were not at the same.
Were both of you just loitering?
We were in different screens. I shelled out for the RPX.
Oh. It's a really powerful experience.
Yeah.
Is what that's.
And John was just hanging out in
That's
the
the,
concession stand?
Yeah.
Those are the luxury seats, right?
Yeah, the Regal. Yeah, there's nice, comfy leather seats.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they say the sound is better, but I can't tell the difference.
Is the screen a little bigger? Is it a little better projection?
No, they
than
say
the
the
other one?
projection's the same. It's,
Oh, okay.
it's the sound.
It's the sound. You're going for the sound.
The sound
Extra $1 for the sound.
and the comfort.
I think these days with audio quality, they're just worrying about making sure dogs can hear everything now.
Fair enough. You know what I want actually? Fuck it. I just want an audio jack now by my seat, and I'll bring headphones. This way, I don't have to hear anybody else.
Good idea.
You know, and I can be loud with my popcorn as I want because I can be like, "You should have brought headphones then, buddy." You know what I mean? And that's
Hey,
that.
believe me, I've had some fights in a movie theater.
No,
Yeah, I did.
no,
That's true.
You?
When I was younger, not in the last,
like 17
years.
hours. Oh.
Yeah, you know what?
Well-
you know what's funny? I've heard you tell the same story, but 4 different versions of it in 4 different theaters.
No, I told it twice to you, and it
Yeah.
was the same way both ways.
Well, you know what? I'm allowed to exaggerate too, Jay.
Okay, well, we don't want the listeners to think I'm a fucking, shitheel.
Well, they are.
They already
I'm
feel
sorry.
that way.
I'm sorry. That was mean. I was being mean.
I told
right
Agent
there.
Palmer I'm the
I
villain
apologize.
of Wicked Theater.
You are the bad guy.
I
mean,
don't.
if we need one,
Yeah.
I know you'll jump to it because
Yeah.
as much as it's a good fit for me too, I have I got to run this thing, and so
I'm sorry.
so anyway,
I don't want to say I love you, Jay, but I am comforted by your presence.
Oh,
yeah, so that's something.
feeling is mutual, my friend.
There
So
we
that's something.
Staten Island love
Staten Island love.
for this Newark boy.
That sounds really icky.
Yeah, it's like the worst Diana Ross song.
What's Staten Island love?
Staten Island love. See, it's horrible.
Where's the fifth guy?
He's supposed to be coming.
That's bullshit.
I mean, he sent me a text. He was like, "Yo, am I in?" I'm like, "Bro, just say you're coming. You don't have to ask. Yeah.
Really?
Actually, what I said was, "Sure." XO.
Actually, yeah, it looks like his mic is actually on.
It's live. It's ready. It's
waiting
waiting.
for him.
And I think we just give Ed 2 mics.
Double up, Ed. Let's see how that goes.
All right, ready?
Don't rub them together. That's gay. There'll be no docking here.
It's Ed in
All right.
quadraphonic sound.
There'll be no mic fucking.
We don't need that much. That's too much, Ed.
It's too much.
It might be.
It might be.
You know what?
It might be.
Let me keep
Okay.
one warm.
There's no real difference.
You might as
so.
well spread and make yourself comfortable, man. I don't think we're...
Fair enough. So anyway, you're gonna dedicate one to the amp and then one to you. That's good. That's good.
Great audio, by the way.
I don't know which way you're going, but it's the op. There you go.
Whatever's going on right now, it's great audio.
Oh, this is intense. People are like, "This is what we listen for." Random, nothing. This is the podcast about nothing.
No.
No.
If this is the podcast about nothing, I'm leaving.
Whoa. Rock and roll.
It's about
is
something.
loud now. I got you.
It's about something.
I pulled it down a little bit.
You know what I think it's about? I think it's about a chat game.
I didn't know the chat game had a theme, but there it is, folks.
There we go. You're gonna remember that for
It was a show about nothing. I was trying to
Yeah, Seinfeld, I got it.
get a little Seinfeld.
understand
I know
it.
what's going.
I like it.
You're gonna remember that next week, right, Bob? All right. So the hashtag.
Yeah. What do we got?
What do we got? So it's horror rock.
Yeah. Let's combine the two greatest forms of evil
Yes.
in pop culture: horror stuff and rock and roll stuff.
Examples include
Yeah. What do you got?
Nightmare on the Boulevard of Broken Dreams,
Ooh.
Rage Against the Machete, or the Machete, I guess.
Machete, yeah,
Machete,
sure.
okay. And John Cougar Melon Camp Crystal Lake.
There you go.
What's the combinations now?
So it's just heavy metal, Oh, I mean, rock at any degree. You know what
Horror
I mean?
rock.
Okay.
And horror, horror movie, horror story, whatever. In honor of It and Stephen King this month. There's a lot of Stephen King stuff floating around this month.
Yep.
Okay, like Kruger Head.
There you go. A little Motorhead and Freddy Krueger. Sure. I can dig it.
Let's keep some for the fellas.
Yeah.
Slayer. Oh wait, that's
That's just as
the
is.
band.
That's just as is. You know. Let's do that. So you kids play with that, have fun, and get freaky and creative. Cheating always helps. I mean, if all you want to do is be the best. And then we'll get into news.
Yeah.
I think that's news time, right?
Mega Jason.
Bob wasn't done.
They just keep coming.
Well, like as good as that one, you don't have to. I mean, you can save it. You know what I mean?
No problem.
So let's news it up. Let's get into some news. A little theme, little news.
Everyone's looking at me like,
Bob?
News. A little
Bob?
news.
Jay.
Right. That fit. That saved it.
Jay, I'm afraid to go over there. Could you check if Bob's okay?
Is everything all right in the Bob department?
Everything looks fine from here.
All right.
Then again, I have scotch in my hand.
So, Jay, this Star Wars news, Jay.
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy about this.
Yeah, so the guy you had no faith in is now not directing Star Wars
Thankfully, yeah.
IX. Star Wars X, if I'm reading that correctly.
Episode 9.
Oh, it just says IX.
Roman numerals, my friend.
Do I pronounce that as a Z? Star Wars is
X. You were right. Star Wars X.
Yeah.
Well, Colin Trevorrow, as you know, everyone knows him as for directing Jurassic World. Ed saw a movie with him.
The Book of Henry.
That he made, The Book of Henry. Apparently had creative differences with Lucasfilm on how the script should go, so they parted ways. But...
And you want to know, you know what I think about this? You want to be honest what I think about this?
All right, get it out so we can...
Everything's going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But apparently, he's been he's hard to work with, from what I understand. He's a little bit of a perfectionist.
Okay.
And, thinks who he is a little bit. So
A little bit.
He can just shut his mouth and collect the cash.
Now he's that guy. You know what I mean?
But so they're thinking that possibly Rian Johnson probably
come
will
back.
do the third one, or JJ.
Yeah. They've got quite an open field to choose from.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I mean, they're not making this movie for another year anyway. There's there's so much other stuff that they got to figure out. Replacing the director now, it's not an issue.
You're good. You're good. You're probably pretty good.
Well, Han Solo movie's doing good too.
Yeah.
From what we hear, no complaints.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Did you read that? It looks like the Millennium Falcon is going to be brand new for this movie.
I didn't read that.
Yeah.
Like it's like
reconstructed it?
So something that popped up on my phone today.
that's probably going to be like freshly built or something like that.
We may even see how he gets the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, well, that would be good.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we said. They said, look, we're just going to need 5 more weeks of additional shooting to correct whatever it was, and it's happening, and there's no fucking drama.
They should be almost done with that then, right?
Probably soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm totally confident that Disney is not going to let this fuck up.
No,
They haven't so far. Although the first one was kind of, but it was serviceable for the whole.
Yeah.
Bring everything around to a point where they can continue.
That was the Star Wars movie we needed right then.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, that's kind of what it
You
is.
still have
It's not
Lawrence.
the one we deserved.
You still have.
No, but then we got Rogue One, and we got a movie
that's the one we
that's
deserved.
the one we deserved. And they should keep on keeping on like that, and everything's gonna be fine.
Like I said, you have Kasdan. They're working off a Kasdan script. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. So it's good news to a degree. So also something interesting is that Drew Goddard has been kind of selected, or he signed up to write and direct the X-Force movie. Not to be confused. I'm just making up words now.
Confused with Dark Phoenix
Or New Mutants. Which just wrapped up. New Mutants and Deadpool supposedly just finished shooting.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2, I should say.
And the other big news that comes out of this that I think is that the X-Force movie will feature both Cable and Deadpool.
Yes.
So we're spreading this out. We're spreading this out, this Deadpool verse.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is producing as well.
Sure.
So,
after the money bag, that was the original Deadpool movie, he's just doing whatever he wants right now.
And Drew Goddard, of course, worked on Daredevil. He wrote The Martian, adapted The Martian.
I can't wait for Deadpool 2, excuse me.
And one of my favorite horror movies in the last 5 years, Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods, yeah, he's got a good track record, man. It's good news to me. It's interesting to see, what the lineup is going to be, because it feels like New Mutants and X-Force kind of, they do overlap. The team was New Mutants and turned into X-Force, so it'll be interesting because the rosters are, not obviously they're not going to duplicate characters, but like which ones are going to end up over here and which ones are going to end up over there, because I forget who's in New Mutants besides Wolvesbane.
Cannonball.
Cannonball's in it, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Cannonball's cool. Country boy. So that's good. That's good. Also, is this good news? I don't know. Gavin O'Connor is.
We'll let Ed take this one.
Yeah, he's setting up to write and direct for Suicide Squad Dos.
Yeah.
Dos Mistakes.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see about this.
Yeah.
This
I
guy.
mean, the guy has a good resume. He's got Warrior on there, which I think is.
Okay, that's
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton UFC fighting. And he directed The Accountant, which I think was also a good good thriller. So the guy definitely has the bona fides to pull this off.
Stop.
Ed, we got to go. We got to go back a little bit.
Stop.
English, Ed, English.
We got to go back to. He also directed Miracle with Kurt Russell.
Wow, this guy's been around.
Yeah, he's been around a
Okay.
while.
We faced them 10 times.
Still
They
get
beat
chills.
us 9, but not tonight. Tonight is your night.
Well, I didn't expect him to do that.
Well, you should have.
Sorry.
Because you've known him for a while now.
All right. But I'm saying, like, he's noted as a solid director.
Good. I wasn't familiar with the name, so
Yeah.
So I mean that
So
gives
what
you
you're saying
some
is cash.
cash as of now.
Yeah, I'll be honest with this kind of thing. Based on the last one, to me, it's going to be what they're going up against. Like if this has any magical, mystical elements, like the Enchantress.
The story, I got you.
No,
as far
this
as
has got
what the team is going up against.
This has got to be covert ops,
more grounded.
We've got to be, some kind of terrorist element.
Yeah, they tried to put this coat on top of the other one, this coating of slick coolness. That just wasn't necessary. You could have just let it be its own thing, and that would have came on its own, I think.
Yeah, and there's potential there. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point, and I was saying this to you guys after we recorded last week. The only thing I want to hear out of DC's mouth right now with these movies and everything else, is casting for the Shazam movie, which starts shooting in April. That's their next thing. That's the only thing I want to be hearing stuff about.
But you got to admit,
there's that, and Wonder Woman was good. That
seems like all you hear.
But you got to admit, this is a little bit of a step in the right direction.
Oh, it definitely is.
He's just talking from his personal fanboy perspective.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
For him right now, on a personal level, it's all about.
We've had many arguments.
Yeah,
and it's a fair point too, because it is one of these projects where it's alive. It seems to be fully alive, but some key components are still missing.
You set a date for production. Justice League is about to come out in 2 months.
Right.
Principal photography has wrapped for Aquaman.
Right.
The next thing that's going to go into production is Shazam.
Right.
And they're bringing out all of these other stories about movies that may or may not happen.
Right.
That's just distracting me from, why don't we focus on the stuff that is in the can or is about to happen?
I just have to wonder, though, that they've been doing this Shazam thing, this project, for so long, that will we end up with a movie that's kind of like the original Fantastic Four movie?
No, I don't. I don't
Are they
think
going
it's
to put this into production just to retain the rights?
Just to retain the rights, you know?
No.
So that they can ultimately do a Fox.
Look, we can't figure it out, so we'll just, we'll throw, what's his name? We'll throw Channing.
Who's that kid who
Channing
wears the yellow
Chandelier.
flash?
Channing Tatum, actually, that would be great. That would be an amazing thing. That's my top pick for casting.
Then you're insane.
Who's the kid, Flash kid? We'll get him to play the role.
We'll get the kid from TV. Well, all right. Well, good for you. I hope your one true love comes to life.
Yes, and I hope that from now on, the only DC movies you see are good DC movies.
Oh.
Masculine.
Thank you.
Yeah, masculine too.
Yes.
All right. So as we segue out of the news and then over into the meanwhile stuff, we'll just mention that some news. Stephen King's It, the adaptation, is breaking some box office records this weekend for horror movie and for rated R movie. It's poised, I think they're saying, to make $100 million this weekend.
Good.
So
It deserves it.
It's getting a lot of good buzz. Ed and Jay are going to get into it in a minute because they both saw it. So I figured this would be a good little segue out. So, outside of mentioning that, really, this as is. I mean, is there anything really to add to that before we get into?
Well, no, I think it's there's stories coming out. This has been the weakest box office in about 16, 17 years.
Summer.
So weakest summer box office, and the last 3 weeks we've been devoid of anything promising. Even stuff that they thought was going to be good, like Dark Tower, completely flopped. So this is much needed juice, and I think, this is going to take everything. Because now the Oscar movies start pushing. I don't even know.
The whole kind of tone of the movie year is going to start to shift.
Yeah.
All right.
Start getting Great Gatsby 2.
Oh, that's good stuff. The first one had so many unanswered questions. All right, so then I guess we're just going to go over to the wrong one. He didn't say it. We didn't get to it.
No.
He didn't say it.
Meanwhile,
So what did Wesley have to say?
He said he likes that jingle. He said he really likes the jingle. He likes his new jingle.
Wesley.
Meanwhile, Wesley.
So Jay, did you go to the movies this weekend?
I did, but I just want to touch up one thing. I'm just going to wrap it real quick. That
Whatever. I wasn't doing a segue at all.
Twin Peaks
Yeah.
did their finale on Sunday. Really damn good. So,
On a scale of
fucked up shit.
understandability of 1 to 10. 10 being crystal clear, 1 being like I have
nausea.
I have no idea whatsoever. Like I have earmuffs, a blinder, and my head in the sand. And
Well, look, there's some unanswered shit.
Okay, so
All
like
right.
a 5.
But we did get some closure on certain things.
Yeah.
But he opened up more shit.
I finally caught up. The last one I saw was when he finally wakes up.
Right.
Which I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, could you have taken any fucking longer? But I get it. Like this, and with that, I realized that, this season's just like set up. Like we are just,
Right.
we took our time with getting the last pieces in place of these characters, really, just kind of like to go into, he's got, he's not near fucking done with his fucking,
Oh,
whatever he's got up his
absolutely
sleeve.
not. But it's been, it's been well received.
Good.
So, and the finale it had me hooked in, and I, am anticipating the second.
Kyle MacLachlan needs someone to fucking explain it to him too, from what I saw. So, he literally was like, "Yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure 100% what happened either." All right, cool.
So it was definitely a good season. I thought.
Like I said, I'm still playing catch up, so me and you will compare notes at some point.
So, but sorry to ruin your segue.
No. It's smooth as ever around here.
But we got our cinematic apology for the Dark Tower this weekend.
You did.
Yes, we did.
Hollywood apologizes to Stephen King
we
by
got
making
it in the
really
form
good movie.
You just said it. Stephen King's It, first chapter. I'm not giving anything away because everybody knows that a second part's coming.
Yeah.
But wow. Stash for me.
Stash for you.
Yeah,
Nice.
heavy stash
Yeah.
for me.
Well, you're a horror fan to begin with.
To begin with, but this has nothing to do with me being a horror fan. This
Yeah.
is, you know, I'm talking like as far as, you know, movie making.
Right. Movies being just good movies.
This is a solid, edgy thriller, man. You know, the kids are phenomenal.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of great movies I loved in the 80s. It reminds me a lot of Stranger Things.
Right.
Yeah.
But just
Really good kid acting.
yeah, really good kid actors, 10 to 14 just getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the kind of trouble that kids aren't allowed to get into anymore.
Right.
Sure.
And then there's all these wacky, crazy elements.
Hey,
Yeah.
it gets wacky.
Yeah, and it's you know kids going missing. And did you know there was a town in Maine in like the late '80s that didn't have a police force, and like everyone just started going missing, and the only one who gave a shit were these little kids.
Thank God they were there.
Saved everybody.
They probably all grew up to be cops.
Well, the book is wacky to begin with,
Hello, Stevie King.
Yeah,
but they really did a nice job tackling and trying to make a faithful adaptation
Seems that
to
way.
what is the first 400 pages of the book.
Well, just from seeing the pictures of Pennywise, they freaking nailed that.
Right.
You know, it looks like the guy they got to play Pennywise. I've seen some pictures. I took a look at some pictures of him out of costume.
Right.
Dude, it's just like they just put some white face on him, and just said,
Right.
just play nuts really well.
Well, this is the other Skarsgård.
Violent nuts. Yeah.
We have
This is Johann
yeah.
Skarsgård,
this is
right?
Ben, right?
Ben
Oh,
Skarsgård.
Bill
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Not to be confused with Stellan or Peter or
But he's got
Alexander.
He's got a great face for this kind of thing, where he can just do evil.
He hit the
sinister
nail.
Look.
He hit the nail on the head. He really did. I mean, this was we all love Tim Curry as Pennywise, and he's probably the last remaining great element left from that original series from '90.
Right. As far as what holds up.
Yeah,
I mean, kind of, in a way.
that Pennywise does hold up, but that's a different thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're now back up to speed. I mean, it takes place in the late '80s. You know what I mean? And that was
As opposed to the 1960.
right 57 in the book, I think it was.
Yeah, they've pushed it up about 20 years. Yeah.
So which is good.
I'm not. See, it's
See,
the math.
math.
So I'm not. That's me. I shouldn't have tried.
sorry.
I really shouldn't have tried.
Sorry.
I didn't get clearance for that. So.
I'm ruining the flow today. I
no,
apologize.
no,
That's all right. It's
Don't
just,
apologize for correcting my math.
But I sat there, I took it in, and what I saw, it actually brought me back to certain elements in the book. I'm like, oh my God, that's right, and and certain things, especially when it comes to the bully,
Right.
Henry Bowers,
Okay.
certain things that happened to him,
Right.
and it's covered. You know what I mean? So,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
so I really, really don't want to give too much away here. I want people to really go out there and see this. Go to the movies and see this. It's shot really well. It's no holds barred. It's violent. It's R-rated for reason. You know what I mean?
As it should be.
Cash, stash, and probably going to be somewhere in my top 10 this year.
Ed, anything else?
Yeah.
'Cause
So I have not read the book, and I have not seen the original miniseries.
Interesting. Okay.
So this was a completely different thing for me, and I really enjoyed it for a lot of that. It reminds me a lot of movies that I've talked about. But in particular, the actor who plays Ben Hanscom.
Yes.
The little chubby kid, Jeremy Ray Taylor, is a dead ringer for me at that age.
Okay.
And it's fucking scary because like I was the kid in grammar school and middle school, like trying to find out all the little history about my town, and not even Staten Island. I'm talking like Rosebank,
like your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like your literal, like your zip code. Like, you know what I mean?
Like if you remember the miniseries of the heavyset kid and that, and this one are night and day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He got picked on. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But he was like the tallest kid in the group too. You know what I mean? Whereas he's the smallest kid in the group.
Yeah.
You know, small, chubby. You know, getting real, and he really gets picked on.
Yeah.
Right.
Like big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't. they don't do it in the old school one like they do it in the book.
Right.
So.
This reminds me of this one point in 7th grade when I was going through the yearbooks for my grammar school, St. Mary's Rosebank.
Right.
And realizing that like there had been a different 6th grade teacher each year for about 15 years. And I'm trying to figure out what happened to the
That sounds like a horror movie setup.
What happened to the 6th grade English teacher? And I remember making really good friends with the 6th grade English teacher at that time and trying to explain to her what happened, and then she was gone the next year, and I didn't know what to do.
Is this a movie pitch? Is
No.
this pitch versus pitch?
No.
'Cause that sounds like a thing like a kid would stumble on and be like, every year the 6th grade teacher gets sacrificed, it turns out.
No, this is real. Miss Johnson, if you're out there, please contact me. Let me know you're okay.
Miss Johnson ain't listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure she's like, oh, Edward. And she's all tied up somewhere right now.
Welcome to another episode of Life Lessons with Ed.
Inside Ed's head.
And I'm sure Mrs. Johnson has something to say about the three of us.
Yeah. She stopped listening a long time ago. She was good for like episode 20 or 30 or so. Then she was like, you guys don't know shit. And she was done. All right, so all right, cool. No. So I'm glad that this has turned out pretty well, this movie, because, like you said, Jay, it's
It's a long time coming. I was personal to the story because I read this book, and I read it when I was about 16.
Right.
About a year before the TV series came out, and there's only so much you could do, especially for TV at that time.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see someone doing a Stephen King story the way you're supposed to do a Stephen King story and not adapt it to something else.
Yeah, it needed to be unleashed. You couldn't do it. And the fact is it's a hard sell to do a 2-part film with 2 movies. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I know Peter Jackson did it, a couple of times, and the Hunger Games, too. But this was like one book, that needed a cinematic treatment,
right?
And they're doing it right.
Yeah, it needs to be done in 2 movies.
You know what I mean? There's really no big stars in it either, and there's going to be from this.
Yeah, but I gotta say, like, I think they gotta act now. Like, they need to announce the casting for part 2, like, now, and they need to start shooting.
Well, I think they were just waiting for
within the next 6 months.
Is locked up. They have to have
Well,
already
he is.
Oh,
I think he did sign. I think that's already in
But he's the only
contract.
thing that we know that you can kind of figure for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, who's gonna play these kids as adults?
Well, I think you should be cast
for the kid you relate to, obviously.
He's actually too young.
I'm about a decade too young.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
We'll stick you in his tanning booth for a while.
Yeah, we'll put some salt and pepper in
because
your
the
hair.
kids are going to be like,
actually, it's kind of
like around my age.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that'd be interesting to see who they do.
Yeah, but they don't have a character that's kind of like you at 10.
There's a mixture, but no, I was.
Nah, there wasn't no kid that was running like a
I didn't grow up in those
a
parts.
money laundering ring. A money laundering ring.
The clown would have been running from me.
Or you guys just would have teamed up, like how in every movie it's like, come on, kid, me and you, we'll take over the world.
There's a reason.
Like, all right, okay, let's give it a shot.
There's a reason why Pennywise is in fucking like Countryland.
Yeah, because they're easy pickings. You come out to the Jerseys and the New York Cities, let me tell you.
Pennywise in Newark would have gotten his ass kicked.
Yeah. Pennywise doesn't
There's
last
a
in
reason
the
why
city.
nobody's found the Jersey Devil.
Exactly. Because the rats would have ate him alive in those fucking sewers. That's the first thing. The rats alone. All right. So let's see what else we got here in here. So Jay's also got Glow.
Yeah, you guys reviewed this a couple weeks back, and I
still didn't finish watching it. I got halfway through it. And it's one of those ones where I got put to the side by accident. Like I was loving it, so I just got to pick it back up.
I finished the whole thing.
Yeah, I did it in one night actually. 2
half-hour
2 days.
episodes. It burns right by.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just, and let me tell you something. Mark Maron.
He's the most Jersey character I've ever seen.
He's me in 10 years.
Yeah. When you learn to fucking relax.
And just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, there's times where he doesn't relax either.
No. He's pretty fucking high-strung for his own way.
But
when you get to the core of it,
What's the best is if you hear Maron on his podcast talking about prepping for that role.
Yeah.
it was like he evidently like he read the script and was like, I know this guy.
Yeah,
know
just
this.
a little bit.
Like get down to the point where like he was telling them, okay, if he's gonna do cocaine, this is exactly how he does it.
I've known.
I heard him talk about
Like
that.
he's got to have
like,
a dollar bill and this cutting tool.
Right. He pulled out his coke history stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is the way this guy does it. He's this kind of guy.
I knew that. I knew that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I knew him, but not in the form of the sense where he was a burnt out director, but more along the lines of who he is and what he became, and what he did to himself.
Yeah, and literally he went to the producer and was like, listen, this is can I do this? And they just went, we're so glad you're here.
Yeah. Because he was like this. He's like, there's a lot of stuff they gave my character that I don't know, but this I knew. But this was my pocket. Like, you know what I mean? So.
But I really, really fucking enjoyed it, man. Yeah. It's very funny. It's well done too, and the girls are great. You know what I mean? It was just it was so much fun, and it really reeked of the mid '80s. You know what I mean? And all the...
I mean, it's in that time period, but it wants to swim in it, too. So it's like... And it's not as annoying as that shit can sometimes get. Right. Like, it works. I don't know how that happens, but it's like you're not... As much as it swims in it, because it's a lot, too, there. But it's like, it's not annoying like how, like, a lot of, like, some other 80s shit's like... It feels like all we want to be is, like, this nostalgia thing.
Now,
this is like just like, well, that's in the trappings. We don't focus hard.
Now, were you a wrestling fan growing up?
I was not the biggest, but I did watch it.
So, like, what did you think of the wrestling?
Well, basically, I think they hit the nail in the coffin because they weren't wrestlers.
Right.
He was just trying to go for some really sleazy kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they were trying to make it. Like what these guys did back in the day with the WWF, you know what I mean? And I think that, WWE.
Well,
see,
right.
I'm dating myself.
But
now.
you were right.
Well,
you were contextually correct.
That was contextually correct.
Yeah.
WWF.
But but I think that as far as even like the staging of it and what they were trying to accomplish was genuine. I really thought it was great, and I think that this was their first go around. So if they continue this series, I don't know if it was greenlit or not.
Right.
But once they go there, I'm sure it's going to be totally like WWF style.
Yeah, Netflix, I'm pretty sure is going to pick that up.
Now, I wanted to ask you, does the Emmys acknowledge Netflix?
Yes, it does.
He needs to fucking win because he is fantastic.
He's great in it.
The girls are great too. Don't get me wrong. But he's just, like 60% of the reason to watch that.
Academy, you're on notice.
Yeah.
It is one of those things where like when an actor is lucky enough to play like a person who is like literally like 2 grains of salt away from just being him. Like, you know what I mean? Like a perfect fit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's almost like, is this acting? Like, do we give you an award for this?
Evidently, they didn't want him. Like, he had to send them an audition from his iPhone.
Right. Well, because he's, he's not known for like this particular kind of, I guess, acting in their mind, which they didn't, I guess, realize what they were really shooting for. Yeah. Which was very much him. Like, even like if you just listen to like the dialogue and the story points, it's like, how could you not have thought he would be good for it?
Well, I'm going to quote my friend Alex because he called me up and watched it. And he goes, you realize that the director guy is you 2020, right? Or 2099, I'm sorry.
2099.
So it's Uncle J 2099. I said, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm just tired of all the bullshit.
And when he goes back and forth with the producer.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like friends at one point.
Yeah, then they get good. They get like, they kind of like see the same side for a while.
Oh, it's funny.
But it's really sharp. People should really check it out. I got to finish it. And then,
now, this is the people that did Orange is the New Black, I think.
Is it?
I think it's the same
from that team?
So, some of the same writers.
Some of the same writers?
Which is a show I never watched, but...
No, that's a show that holds up for a while. I didn't finish it out, but it was holding up for the first season. And I was into season 2, never finished it. But this is...
It's like a lesbo jail thing, right?
It's chicks in jail. There is some lesbo stuff, but it ain't hot lesbo stuff.
No.
And it ain't
Butch
Oz.
Dyke
It ain't Oz.
with broom handles.
It's about a woman who goes to prison to get her head together.
Yeah. And it's, if I had to kind of put it into a category of like how heavy does it get, it has its moments, but like it plays kind of like this kind of quirky comedy a little bit. And then when the whole sudden it's like, oh shit, someone got shanked. It's like, oh yeah, okay, it is that kind of a thing. Because it's a very loose, kind of facility. Like, you know what I mean? You kind of...
At first, I was starting to think, like, does the person in the next cell over have, like, hairdresser equipment hidden in her cell?
No, but they are... But they might as well, because they are basically, like, almost like in cubicles. They're, like, not almost like in cells. It's almost like cubicles. But
well, allow me to say that if you ever want to see a really good prison shank scene, is Tom Selleck in An Innocent Man.
Yeah, actually it is.
Where he takes the plexiglass and stabs the guy and then breaks it off inside him.
Yeah, and he's so reluctant, but then the moment comes and he just dives right the fuck in.
Right the fuck in, man. That's a great prison flick.
Yeah.
Clint Thiel in the chat room. Or as I like to say, Thiele. Also, speaking of comedy stuff, Ed watched The Tick.
Yeah.
How much of that did you consume?
I got through the whole thing in
How many episodes
2
are there?
days. 6. There's
Oh,
only
okay,
6
that's not
up
that
there.
bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and they're all half hour, so
Okay.
you could like breeze through them. It's like a 3-hour movie.
That's on my list. I gotta do that.
Yeah, and it is weird.
It is a weird show.
This
Looks weird.
This is a very odd show. This is
It's funny, but it's doing its own thing.
Yeah, I remember loving because I was like 7 or 8 when the
Warburton the cartoon.
When the cartoon came out.
Yeah.
Saturday mornings on Fox, going like, this is really cool, but this is really weird.
Yeah.
And then I watched this. It was much more intense, but still very, very cool. Very, very weird.
Right. Well, that's what it's always been. Like, so.
Yeah. But like even to the point where like Arthur, you don't realize if you're trying to figure out, is this all in his head?
Okay.
Like, could this all be a hallucination?
In Arthur.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then there's a point where you get a definitive answer on that, and it's not what you think it is, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
What the hell is going on?
What is going on?
Right. And Ben Edlund is still involved, right?
Yes.
Because he's always...
Yeah. I think he's basically doing the same thing Kirkman does on Walking Dead.
Well, he's always been involved in his the actual hard adaptation in a major way. He's always in the mix on his the adaptions of Tick. I mean, he's the original creator on it, but he's always in the writers' room or
but like
a co-exec producer.
Yeah, but like the Warburton show is like straight up goofy sitcom.
Yeah,
this is like a hard like stuff's really going down. Like
we're running around the city doing stuff.
Yeah,
there's a villain.
Like
which is tell him who the villain is.
Oh, the Terror.
Right, but who plays him?
Who else is going to play him? Jackie Earl Haley.
Jackie Earl Haley,
he's got to be the bad guy in 1 out of every 5 properties right now.
Yeah.
He's good at it, though, man. That's what's great about him. Mm-hmm. And he was, like, not doing a thing for, like, 20 years.
Could you imagine? And then, you play one crazy child molester, and that's it.
And that's it. You're fucking Rorschach.
That's it. You know what I mean? Worked for Bob, Billy Bob. You just play like a crazy kind of weird fucking dude, man. That's questionable.
And that's a great performance too. The little children.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm glad the Academy recognized him for that because he was really damn good.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is in the doc, but someone was talking to me about it yesterday at work. Our friend from Mr. Robot, what's his name?
Rami Malek.
The main kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to be Freddie Mercury in the Freddie Mercury movie.
Yeah, they actually put out a photo already because they just started shooting, and of him like on stage. His hair is kind of done. He's got the mustache going. From what I understand, it's not like following Freddie's full life. It's following from like one particular point to another particular point. I think it's like from these two particular. Queen in the history of Queen, it's like these 2 biggest performances they ever did, like kind of a thing.
Okay.
I think that might be it. And it's like this gap of time in between those 2.
Yeah, probably like Wembley Stadium,
and then
some other one, Madison Square Garden or something.
Yeah,
like that.
So people are jazzed about it, but it's like, that guy can sing.
I don't think it matters anymore. I mean, they use auto-tune
that's true too.
So liberally these days. I mean, I was listening to the Motorhead releases.
Sure.
All these covers. Now, Lemmy's not a singer.
Right.
And there's a few of these releases he's had to sing. Like, there's like, I think it was Run to the Hills, or the Trooper. They did a cover of the
Iron
Trooper.
Maiden.
Okay, and Iron Maiden. and he's got to go, oh.
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah. I can see that needing a little help, man.
And it's all auto-tuned, lots of reverb.
And he probably did it in his last like 3 years, where he wasn't.
He was dying when he was doing all these too.
Yeah.
So
well, it's funny you mentioned Lemmy at all, because actually last night on YouTube I found his memorial service, which is
dude, yeah, that's
which was
awesome.
actually pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I watched that whole thing, dude, and it's actually pretty cool. You get to really know Lemmy as a person.
Yeah.
And the kind of person they portray makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like a little bit of a rock and roll who's who. I mean, it's like Slash, Lars, and Rob Trujillo. Who else was it? It was Triple H was there.
H was there. Yeah,
Hunter
that
Hearst
was Stephanie.
Helmsley?
Yep. Talking about
They're
and,
personal friends.
You know, and what it seemed like was like if you there was a lot of unifying things, but what I took away that nobody else kind of really caught up on, because they were all like very much like the gentleman that he was, that you kind of didn't know that he was going to be. But the other things seemed to be like, if you managed to penetrate the circle and get to meet him and spend more than like 5 minutes with him, you ended up inside that circle for a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
like a total chance encounter with Lemmy for 5 minutes wasn't just a chance encounter for him.
Yeah.
It was you became a friend to him. If there was anything meaningful in that 5 minutes, that was it. You were in.
the guy who made his boots was one of the guys at the memorial service, and his story is basically like, I was a fan forever, and I just wanted to meet him. And then later on, I started making boots.
Yeah, and I sent them a pair.
And that was it. I made boots for him for the last 15 years. You know what I mean? And actually then, like, went to shows and met him and hung out with him and all those kinds of crazy shit.
He's a friend.
Yeah. And
hey, I'm gonna be. He would just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in town doing a show.
Yeah,
come
what do you
on
do?
by,
You know?
and come to the backstage. Your name's there, and okay, yeah, sure. You walk in.
Yeah.
Easy as pie.
So it's like a 2-hour thing, but if you're into Motorhead, just check it out. Dave Grohl talks, and a whole bunch of other people.
I mean, you gotta realize Lemmy's somebody who never should have made it in the music business with the way he sings. I mean, and the style and everything was so raw, so early on. It was just clubbing forever.
Yeah.
And kept on making those $10 albums, those ones that like for next to nothing out of your pocket and putting them out anyway.
Another thing is the
doing
fact
all
that they have their own distinctive sound. You can tell it's one of their songs. It's not like, oh, who's this? You know, you have to think deep who it is.
Oh,
you
no.
know it's him.
Oh yeah.
And even his style of guitar
style,
playing
yeah.
too. Yeah.
So,
Chat game
anyway.
review.
all right.
Let's do that.
So remember the hashtag was horror rock.
Horror rock.
All right, so it's gonna ready to run down this list. Ready to run down this list? You ready to go?
Yeah. Should I just let you go?
Yeah.
Because I'll step on you.
Yeah.
You should just
All
let
right,
you
here
go.
we
We're good
go.
for time. He can take his time.
Oh, yeah, he could definitely take
Here
his
we
time.
go.
Just, be gentle.
Can I
with
get
us.
some angry music behind me?
Sure.
Bohemian creation. Run to the house on Haunted Hill.
Nice.
The thing that should not be it.
That's a Metallica song, if you're not aware.
Stairway to Halloween.
Okay.
The creature from the Black Sabbath.
Nice.
We're an American Psycho.
Okay, yeah.
Green Day of the Dead. More zombie than zombie. Night Ranger of the Living Dead. Don't fear the chainsaw.
Nice.
The Freebird Project.
Oh, like Blair Witch. Gotcha.
Should I stay or should I die? Joyride the Lightning. Whole lot of blood. Tom Sawyer comes at night. White Snake on a plane. Santa's Slayer. Carry on, Wayward Alien.
Nice.
Cat Scratch Freddy.
Oh, that's good. That's good with the glove.
Smells like Teen Poltergeist. Night Ranger on Elm Street. Hey, Tom Sawyer, that's disgusting. Oh, I just got that. Sorry. Evil Dead 2, The Trooper. Crazy Train in the Woods. People are Strangeland.
Okay, go on.
Talk Halloween to me. All-American Rejects in London.
Nice.
Santana's Baby. Rock you like a gremlin. Night of the Living Color.
Living Color, remember? You remember Living Color?
Yes.
Stranger Thing That Should Not Be.
Okay.
Rosemary's Baby Got Back.
Stop.
But that's his rap song.
Stop. That's fucking funny.
Battery of the Dead.
Nice.
Piranha 3 Doors Down. Fade to Black Swan.
Oh, there you go.
Paranormal Activity 3 Days Grace.
Not even getting some.
Master of the Puppet Master.
Oh, there you go.
And finally, we got District 9 Inch Nails.
That's good. I'm ringing it for that one. That's good.
Eve 66. And finally,
Eve 666.
Eve 666, sorry. 30 Seconds to Mars Attacks.
That's pretty good, too. Oh,
These
man.
all sound like songs from Spinal Tap.
Or album titles, at the very least. Oh, well played, kids. Well played. Woo. That was some hardcore rock and roll horror and whatnot. What is that? Is that?
I don't know.
That's like your, ooh, yeah.
That's Ed having a stroke.
Okay, that sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I went all dark and gravelly there, so I'm trying to just even out my voice a bit.
Okay, all right.
Just try to keep explaining away the voices.
And to all the vocal coaches out there, I know voices don't work like that, but I don't give a shit.
You can't like repair them as you
Nope.
go. Okay,
Nope.
fair enough. All right, so I think what we'll do is, we'll save the game. We'll push the game into the after show.
Okay.
Let's just get straight into fucking some emails. How about that?
Email.
Do we,
Got some email.
Come on, baby. Send me an email.
do we get one?
Yeah, we do.
How many we got?
We got some emails in here from people who you may know.
Wesley. Steph.
And some people you haven't heard from in a while. First one from James Hazelden Jr.
Supplies.
Supplies, motherfucker. All right, so it says, all right, slap the surprise looks off each other's faces. Yes, I sent an email after a few weeks of hiatus.
All right.
More like a month.
Yeah, really.
So now
No.
he's not that high anymore, so now he's writing the email.
No, I didn't just forget. Just been busy as hell and not enough time to sit down and write. I know, bad excuse. He just saw the Belko Experiment. I won't say it's a good movie because as a movie it sucks. On the cover it's just I want to watch people kill each other, but then the ending, and then I remembered the Cube movie. I don't know, a little stream of consciousness there, James.
I enjoyed that.
But it has me wondering, could these possibly be the same universe? Maybe Belko is a prequel to the Cube. Not sure if that's how they meant it, but it definitely could be a possibility. I guess you've seen the Cube?
Cube?
Yeah.
It was a movie just called Cube, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about a group of people. They
trapped in the thing. It's like you go from square to square to
yeah,
square.
but there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on between going in from square.
And every room works on a different kind of principles.
That's an incredible independent film, and for the money that they used, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's connected by any means, nor did they have it in mind, I don't think.
So my real question, kind of unexpected, but have you considered bringing the show to SoundCloud? Stitcher has been pissing me off recently, and is almost unusable now from their updates and necessary bandwidth to stream versus my cell phone company's unlimited, slow as fuck hell aways on data.
Bill?
Yeah.
SoundCloud?
You didn't have to address the question straight to me, but that was nice of you, Ed. I was kind of aware that fell on me to answer. I wasn't going to pose it to the group. Well, I feel like the thing is with SoundCloud is that, like, yeah, sure, it's free at first. And then after a certain amount, you have to start paying. And I really didn't want to add another expense. And so it's like, dude, there's other apps. We're on TuneIn. We're on iHeartRadio.
Yep.
We're on a shit ton of fucking stuff. Like really, you could. I think Chad NV uses Overcast, which is one that just pulls us from iTunes, I believe. I'm not sure if he's on iOS or if he's on Android, but I would say really like, you know, if you can find a podcast aggregator, app.
Yeah.
Chances are you can probably search us and find us there because we're on enough.
Yeah,
that I think we're kind of branched out
we
all
got
over.
enough content out there.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna start popping up.
Yeah.
To tell you, I just got an Android phone this week, and I'm using Pocket Casts, and that's working great for me.
All right, sure.
It was worth the extra $4.
People send us.
You use the paid app.
Yeah.
How are you guys in the chat when you're not listening live on Mixler? How do you listen to the show? What's your app? What are you using over your phone? Like, especially if you're on an iPhone, I'm curious because, iTunes has its own, iPhone has its own podcast app, but, other people use something else even though it's there.
Dude, I just talk into my phone and it pulls it up and out of the internet.
Yeah.
It just uses whatever Google app applies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whatever
At
audio
that point,
player, because it's just
I
pulling
have
up.
Mixler, I have TuneIn.
Yeah.
I can get SoundCloud, all those. It doesn't really matter on the phone.
Right.
But,
it's just pulling the MP3
But I can just go, hey Google.
Let's see what happens. Wicked Theory Podcast, episode 121.
Well, here. Wicked Theory Podcast, episode 121.
Here's some results from a search.
There you go. It shows Libsyn.
There you go.
Yeah, straight to the Libsyn page.
Straight to the Libsyn. It talks about shows a link to Blogger.
Yep, there you go. Well, anyway, point being that, there's ways to, find it otherwise. I know some people just kind of like, Stitcher had some nice features or whatever, but hey, if you're not happy with it, like, TuneIn works really good. iHeartRadio also, too. I mean, as far as like popular free, I don't think we're on anything that I know of that we have to pay for. Maybe one day soon, we'll just have an app. That's the problem, is it's going to cost a little more cash.
Yeah.
Not a lot, actually. Libsyn's got a little program where, you do kind of got to throw some cash up front. It's not a lot, but, it's an option. If people want to see that, want us to do that, let us know. And, I'll look into setting it up again because it's been a while since I looked into it. And it's like, it's a little upfront fee and then it's a little bit more every month.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's not a lot, conceivably.
And we could throw extra bonus features in there if we want.
If I remember correctly,
similar to the kind of stuff we do on Patreon.
Yeah, you can kind of set up a whole thing straight on there to do exclusive episodes that are behind a membership. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's get back to James's his email here. So he says, plus it's more exposure for the show, not just making my listening experience easier and more enjoyable. Trying to, offer up a decent thing. No, he's absolutely right. But again, it's a thing where, like, I know once you hit a certain kind of amount in storage, it's no longer free. And it's like, I never really looked into the packages really hard. It was just kind of like, okay. I had chased down 10 or 12 different ways to kind of get our show. And we actually have a page on wickedtheory.com of other ways to listen, other places to find us. But, at that point, I was like, I don't feel like paying. I'm not going to set up a whole other thing and have it be a pay thing. So with that, so his other question, when is the next round of T-shirts? Because my wife likes to grab mine and wear it. So I'm thinking she should probably have one of her own. And seeing a beautiful woman wearing Get Freaky with the Geeky is nice. Even if it means people think I'm the geeky. Well, that's for the best because you're married to her. So the only people getting freaky with your geeky is her.
Well, that does bring up another question, too. If we do another round of shirts, should we also do a female T-shirt option?
Yeah, we could do that, too. Yeah, set up in the, on the style of shirt, you mean, like, the cut of the shirt, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They have a more feminine cut T-shirt.
We got to latch on to a catchphase or something.
Have you seen Teespring lately? Because
yeah, you were telling me. I went there, checked out some stuff.
But they have like 10 or 15 different things now. That you can do.
Me and Palmer were talking about actually opening up the Spreadshirt shop again because it's there, but I just don't promote it or anything.
Right.
So if anybody wants to check out, I do have some shirts and stuff, but like I don't push them hard. At ragshirt.
Why don't you do that, Bill?
Because I always meant to kind of repackage it and set it up for the show before I promoted it, and just kind of haven't gotten around to it. But you would think, in a sign of professionalism, I'd get on that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's
do it.
One of those let's do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Go team. I got it's all me. I got to get around to it, All right. So he wraps it up. He says, "Well, it's about time to get back to yard work because that's all this guy ever is doing." This shot
was he Forrest Gump?
This shot, well, kind of. He says this shit's never done when it's a huge ass yard. Hopefully, it'll be able to get some money saved up to move to a small rental house soon and stay away from here. All right. So thanks, James. Appreciate the email. Good to hear from you, buddy. I see you. We see you popping in the live.
Isn't he down south somewhere in Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Yeah,
so
James, Louisiana.
He might be getting an empty lot.
Yeah, he might.
And building a new house.
He might have to learn to farm water. I don't know how that works, but that might be what it comes down to.
Become a gator hunter.
Yeah, there'll be some of those coming in from out of town. All right, so then we do have another email here from Chad Rose.
Yo, Chad.
The aforementioned Chad Rose.
Chadster, hey, how you doing?
Scotch is working.
Is anybody watching Dice? It's like junk food. I can't stop watching it.
No, I'm
Dice,
not.
the Iceman coming? The Dice Man coming?
Dice, no, Andrew Dice Clay's got a show, Dice, that's on one of the networks.
It's on Showtime.
Showtime, I think.
I have not watched it because I'm afraid I'm going to like it.
Yeah. That's
Why are you afraid to like
I don't know.
I don't know. I watched a couple episodes, but I want to go back to the beginning.
What?
Did you see Ford failing?
No.
Then don't.
But you sampled some of it?
I sampled it. It's funny.
Yeah,
it is.
I
It's
have seen
funny.
a couple of scenes online, and it is funny.
Hickory Dock. Oh.
And he is trying to do something that's a little bit in that meta kind of like, it's me, it's not me, it's my life, it's not my life kind of thing. And
So it's a direct takeoff on his episodes on Entourage, right?
Yeah. It's a little bit of Entourage. It's probably a little bit of Curb Your Enthusiasm in that kind of way too. I think it's probably
kinda like
written
that.
loose, but
But he is funny.
I heard good things from a couple people, and I also heard a couple other people were like, meh. But I think that means you got to sample it. You know what I mean? Take it for what it is.
It's fun. I used to like that.
Give it the 3-episode challenge.
Yeah. And I do think Dice has it within him to kind of do something.
Yeah, he does.
And
Most definitely.
And either he really just hasn't been given a serious chance, and I think he has been given a couple though. But that
well, he did good
or
in.
he doesn't. He thinks, or he just can't let himself get that deep. But I think this show is where you're going to see him trying to really kind of show some chops.
Woody Allen put him in Blue Jasmine,
Right,
and he
right.
did good in that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean, he was actually it was well received, his performance, even though it's small. But,
Sure.
So yeah, I think he has it in him too. I mean, he's definitely, as far as his comedy, an acquired taste. I mean, even back when he was on top, he was an acquired taste. You know,
Yeah.
But look, man, he's one of the comedians that sold out fucking the Garden. You know what I mean? Which is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So
25,000 seats.
yeah. So you have to give it to him.
All right. So thanks, Chad, for the email. And then let's see. What's this next one?
Oh.
Wesley.
This is a fancy one. Hey, you gentlemen. What is your favorite movie series to watch all of? If Star Wars that like includes the prequels, like what's a franchise that like
Well, I can't
you
watch.
think if it's like it's like all good, like I take it all.
Well, I couldn't do that with Star Wars simply because I don't like the first.
The
three.
prequels.
The prequels, yeah. It's so hard to explain. Which
Yeah,
ones.
it's like you know.
I don't really like them that
Sure.
much. They're kind of flat.
Yeah.
So if you're asking me to all of them,
Yeah.
then I can't do Star Wars.
Yeah.
Back to the Future comes to mind.
That's a good call.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
If people give the third one shit, I don't agree with that. I think
Yeah.
the third one's just as good.
Yeah.
I think it's a thing where go ahead,
The third one gets a little convoluted with the whole timeline things. But, but other than that, if you're just sitting there and you're watching them all straight through, and you're doing like 8-7 hours, whatever it is, it's a good time. And it's not confusing.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the thing that people kind of like latch on to and mistake is that like because the second one's like a romp where like they're constantly running around doing stuff, and then like the third one is like we plop down for a little while in the Old West, and it's like an Old West kind of homage.
Yeah, we watch him drink dirty water.
You know what I mean? And it's the whole thing with the chest plate and all the stuff that's stolen from Clint Eastwood. You know?
Oh, sure, and it's a great Western send-up.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
And some of the best stuff is actually to watch both of those back to back. But you have to watch the second one after you've watched the third, so you can see all the little nods that are in. And you can look it up in a YouTube video, I'm sure. But all these little nods they put into 2 that would pay off in 3, but it's all referential shit. So it's all like stores in the background called Old West Boot Repair, but like, you know, in the 60s. You know, all this stuff because they knew what 3 was going to be about. So they kind of put all these Easter eggs in 2.
Right.
You know? Jay, go ahead.
Well, I still watch. Doesn't matter. Star Wars. I still watch the prequels because I'm just into that. Well, even the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Even the Hobbit movies. Like I've had a deep discussion with Jason Star Trek about this. We talked about how we think that the Hobbit movies are a bit underrated, and I go back and I watch them.
Yeah.
Well, one thing for sure, you could watch the Hobbit movies and go right into the Lord of the Rings movies and like have a totally sleepless weekend.
You ain't kidding.
No, but I like that universe, and I'll watch anything you throw at me.
Gotcha.
I'm I'm in the minority where even the appendices where she shot, I don't care. Give it to me.
Right.
I want it.
Right.
You
Eat
know what
that
I mean?
up.
I'll eat it right the fuck up. So there's that. You know what I mean? The Debbie Does Dallas movies are great too. You know what I mean? All 27 of them.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
even once you have to admire them for changing the Debbies.
It's true.
It's like when they change Bond.
It's true.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But Jay, what do you do about the friction burn after a while?
Well, I don't start till maybe the 4th film. So it's not as bad. Because the first one's all about, the first 4 are all about story.
Yeah. It's old school. It's old school like that.
It's all character building.
Yeah. When they rebooted the franchise, it got more in a modern vein. That's when things picked up. It's hard to go back these days.
But by the 27th one, you felt like they were just kind of like phoning it in after
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Another one, with the exception of maybe the last one, because I didn't see the last one, but the Die Hard movies, man.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I can watch those.
I mean, this is open to interpretation, so whatever works for you.
Those first 3, like...
See, I like 4 too. I like the 4.
I like, but it's...
Watch the unrated cut.
Yeah.
You know what? Watch the unseen cut.
You know what? Everyone always says that. Everyone always says that for all these movies.
For
Watch
Die
the version
Hard.
nobody wanted to show anybody else.
For Die Hard, they wanted to try to get more people in, so they made it PG-13.
Yeah.
So they cut it for PG-13.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So the original cut
has more.
It's John McClane cursing and shit.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it a little bit better.
More F-bombs for everybody.
The only movie where that ever actually worked for me was Payback. And that's just because...
Like, it's a very different cut.
And it was a completely different movie, and that's what they started with. And then they made all these changes to it.
It's like the Highlander Renegade cut, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Question number 3.
Well, I didn't give my answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I mean,
so many answers going on.
The obvious question for me is Star Trek, and I have watched all those movies over and over again. But the other one I would say, which you mentioned before, was James Bond.
Okay.
I love... the main canon ones. Never Say Never Again and the 68 Casino Royale. I kind of throw those by the wayside.
Right.
But
for the most part.
But all those, I think I've seen A View to a Kill at least 3 or 4 times, and I don't even like that one. But
fair enough.
But yeah, all those, I'm up with it.
You're all up in it.
Yeah. Like as they say on the James Bonding podcast, I'm not an expert, but I'm a lover. And that's
all right.
I like Never Say Never Again. Because it's like kind of a remake of Thunderball, a little bit.
No, it's exactly what it is. I could go into it here, but there's a whole history behind that. That's the only reason that got made is because some guy actually snuck away the rights to Thunderball because it was actually his idea.
Thunderball.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes? Okay. Next question. I don't know if anybody's really going to have anything for this, but it is, what is the last nightmare that woke you?
I don't remember my dreams.
It depends. You know what I mean? But that woke me.
What was my last girlfriend's name?
Yeah, right. Jay started chuckling. I kind of thought something along those lines, like coming from him. But I don't know. Last one that woke me. I don't know if they've ever really woken me to the point where it's like you wake up like in the movies, you know, fully awake. I think like they shake you loose and then you go right back to sleep, kind of thing. If anything, I don't know. But usually when it's one of those frantic dreams where like you're running from some stupid thing or person and your shoe comes off. You know what I mean? And then you fall, you slip, because you can never actually, like a lot of times in dreams, like the thing that's supposed to happen never really actually happens. That's that kind of thing, Like I was running from something and all the gates are locked, everything's locked. I'm like, it's all freaky panic kind of dream.
The only thing I ever remember in dreams is the reason I wake up is because I try to like read a menu or try to read something.
Right.
And because you can't actually comprehend text in a dream, it just immediately pulls me out of it and I wake up. That's the only, but I have no idea what anything that happened before that. It's just I was trying to read something and then I'm
pretty
awake.
sure that right. Yeah, usually for me, I think it is if like in the dream or in the moment there's a loud bang or pop or something like that. Sometimes that I think shakes me out. That's all I got for that. Anybody else? Nothing.
No.
Moving on. Finish this sentence. If I had a quarter for every time I blank, I would be a millionaire.
Urinated.
That's a good one. That's a good one because that probably would add up pretty quick. That's a lot. I don't know about a millionaire at this age, but the age you are now. How many times a day?
Well, you got to figure once every 3 hours while you're awake, roughly.
I was been keeping track on this.
No, they say the average person every 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, fair enough. That sounds about right. Sounds about right.
So figure once every 3 hours, 16 hours a day. So you figure 5, an extra one before bed, 6. All right, make sure you're empty.
Clint says masturbate. You got a quarter for every time you masturbate.
A quarter for every time
Clint's lonely.
I blank.
You'd be a millionaire.
I blink. How about I blink?
Yeah, I think you'd be passed. You'd probably be passed. You'd be Scrooge at this point. Scrooge McDuck diving into your vault of gold coins.
How many times I said the word fuck in my life?
There you go. There you go.
How many times I Coney Island whitefished?
That one deserves a bell. Where's the bell?
Oh, that was another great thing about it.
What?
Is you had little kids cursing.
Yes.
There needs to be a lot more of that in movies.
That's
It's
true.
cute. It's adorable, and you don't see it.
And it's realistic.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is authenticity, my friends.
I agree.
Concurred. If I had a quarter for every time I farted, is what I'll go with. Because,
Yeah, you'd be rich as fuck.
yeah, you know what I mean? Even if you don't fart a
as the guy who
lot.
lives with you, yeah, you'd be rich.
Hey.
Are you a hard-boiled egg guy?
You would think so.
I would probably guess.
No. Not at all. All right, so that's it. He's going to wrap up with the old hasta la vista, baby. And thanks for the email there, chum. Woofda.
My buddy, my pal.
Yeah. You're right. That chat room does need timestamps, Ed. Oh, boy. Palmer likes to have full conversations with me in this chat room. I don't know why. All right, so,
The scotch is working.
yeah, we did have a little bit of time left. We probably could have done that bit, but I got to pee so bad, so. Oofda. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap it up. When we come back, we're going to play a game. We're going to hang out for a little while, and whatever happens, happens. But in the break, we got a little surprise. It's a little promo for some Agent Palmer's doing this upcoming weeks. Here. He's doing a little special run on his blog. He wants to give everybody a little heads up.
Okay.
So great to play it. I did not. It's not my voice or anything on this. You know what I mean? Like,
Zombie John?
No.
Yeah.
No, he had a friend help him out with a little promo.
And Bill, if people aren't listening live and they want to,
they'll hear it.
They want to hear this game that we're going to play.
Oh,
where can they find it?
Well, that's the thing. It's the after show on the live show, so the only place to really find it eventually is going to be on the Patreon. But it's just $1.
Yeah.
And that gets you 4 episodes a month of the after show, and that's a whole back catalog of stuff too.
Yep.
But yeah.
Plus extra bonuses.
Well, there is some extra stuff.
Yeah. And if you throw us a couple of extra shekels, you get free swag. You get swag.
Yeah. There's other levels.
Swag.
There's levels.
Cash.
Someone got a mug.
So yeah, well that's like super.
Yeah.
You got to be really committed. You know what I mean? You get a mug, but
I think there are people out there like that, Bill. I think there are people out there. Like
Swag is always. I'm a sucker for that shit.
We got one. He's still there too. Good friend.
Yeah.
We should have him back on.
I think if we reach out more, we'll find more people like that.
Yeah. All right. Hey, if anybody wants to support the show, that's how you can do it. As of right now, that's the main way. Besides spreading the word, is support the after show and support us on Patreon.
Yep.
Patreon.com/Wicked Theory.
Yep. I know you're thinking about donating to hurricane relief.
Yeah.
But probably like half of that money actually gives them blankets.
Right.
So just, take half the money you would give and, throw it to us.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I'm a horrible person.
we suspect.
We're going to take this show to the top.
I do not.
I'm going to make sure we get there.
To the tippy top.
I do not endorse my last statement.
Oh, no? Well, you're the only one who's
It's out there, Ed. It's out there.
You're the only one who's supposed to. It's your statement.
I'm a horrible person.
It's surprising coming from you. If I said it,
yes,
nobody would give a shit. I don't think.
It's going to hell. It's going to hell.
So,
and I actually said, I hope everybody stays safe in the beginning. I was trying to be the nice guy.
Being a nice guy.
Even though I'm the villain here.
Say that, the truth comes out. The truth comes out.
The truth.
We were wrong. Ed's the bad guy, and then you're the good guy.
That's bullshit.
That doesn't seem right either. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up on the main episode a little early, I guess, a little earlier than usual.
75 mins.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But it's solid.
It's solid.
It's solid.
It's tight.
Go see it.
Go see it.
Palmer's so happy right now.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe an hour and 15.
That's fine because we got an hour and 5 mins of after show.
Because that means now at an hour and 15 we're gonna come up with one more thing. And it's still good, and we'll end at 1:30.
Well, technically, he's probably wondering why. Now that I said we were wrapping up, why haven't I wrapped up yet?
Well, we haven't given out.
Do that.
Yeah, no, because we haven't given out the Twitter handles yet.
Well, yeah. That's the once we're over that line, it's over.
Yeah, he's probably looking at his screen, going, "Come the fuck on, Jesus, calm down, Jason. It's all good."
Oh, John Zombie John says Ed's hoping for a hurricane in Canada. All right.
Ooh.
No, that's not true.
That's a blizzard.
That's not.
That's not. They don't get hurricanes.
Now you know why you're not on What's Your Work.
Just not yet. All right.
Have you listened to our?
I would never wish that on any large group of people.
Fair enough. All right. So let's wrap it up.
I'd wish it on a certain house somewhere.
Let's wrap it up. Like I said, check out the promo for Agent Palmer. You'll hear it in a moment. Jay, where can people find you?
Uncle Jay at Jason Chiggalese on the Twitters.
There you go.
Send me some shit.
Yeah, go bother Uncle Jay.
Yeah.
More people should be following Uncle Jay and Ed and Bob, by the way. Yeah. Yes, that is a guilt bomb I'm laying on you.
Yes.
Fair enough. Ed?
You can find me at Edward O'Hare TBD.
TBD.
I look forward to your letters.
There you go. Bob?
I'm at Bob WT. Bob at WT. See, now you got me messing it up. I'm at Bob WTPC.
I'll take all the responsibility. All right.
And I look forward to ignoring your tweets.
There you go. Fair enough. Then you can find me at Wicked Theory. You can find the show at wickedtheory.com. And then episodes are available wherever good podcasts are given away for free, but specifically iTunes, Google, Stitcher, Play Music, because when you're there, you can subscribe, rate, and review.
I can go for an ice cream sandwich.
Well, now that you mention it.
You too, right?
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you.
Ice cream sandwich is one of those things. You mention it, I can, taste it.
Because I haven't had one in years, and then I saw Bob eat one.
He's an ice cream junkie.
Oh.
That's a bell. All right, so, Bob, take us on out of here. Shout!
The
Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.